his face. So tonight, it's the right, a champion night.
Now, before y'all say anything, is DECU Batman Ben Affleck, right, versus Shang-Chi.
No, Shang Chi, sir. Shang Chi.
I thought it was Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi.
No. Well, I mean, yeah, but let's stick with how Americans say it. You know what I mean? You know, forget all of the right way to be things, because I mean, he's been Shang-Chi for years.
And then when you get in the movies, right?
Yeah, Shang-Chi. Yeah, I mean, that's probably a better Chinese pronunciation of it.
Shang Chi. Yes, it is Shang, not Chang or Shang, but rather Shang, Shang Chi. Shang Chi. Pretty straightforward once you know, not Shang Chi, which everybody says, but Shang Chi. And now you know.
Right.
I haven't seen the Shang-Chi movie, so this is going to be hard. I only have comic book knowledge of Shang-Chi. So okay, so have you seen the movie?
Yep.
Did he beat up the Iron Fist in the movie?
Iron Fist?
Mm-hmm.
He didn't. So in the movies, his dad. Hold on. Hold on. Before we get
there's a question I'm asking. Because that will let me know if I choose Batman or Shang-Chi, because otherwise I can't really vote. I just got to give plot armor to Batman without having any knowledge of Shang-Chi.
So in the movies, he beat his dad. His dad's the leader of the 10 Rings, over 1,000 some years old. And his mom is better than his dad. Like she came all tougher than the dad. But the dad's fight style, he was uncontested. He was nobody could beat him. So that being said, we talk about DCEU Batman with the 10 rings. But I mean, versus Shang-Chi with the 10 rings in hand.
Oh, with them on?
Yeah.
With the rings on? Oh, DCEU Batman
versus DECU. And
DCEU. We gonna work on your we have to work on your what's that, dyslexia? We got to work on that. I've seen people that read things and the letters are out of place, and they like, I've never seen someone that is verbally dyslexic. Never seen that before.
I said Batman correctly.
You did, but it's all letters. It's like when you put a string of letters together, is like that. That's your weakness. If you had superpowers, your weakness would be letters all together, but they don't spell a word.
They didn't have Fu Manchu in the movie. Mandarin, I guess that's basically Fu Manchu.
Not really. Fu Manchu was Shang-Chi's first villain was Fu Manchu, and I think Fu Man was his uncle, if I'm not. It's been a long time since I read some Shang-Chi. But that was like his first adversary was Fu Man. Fu Manchu was a bad man. Now you got to remember, Fu Manchu was pretty much the embodiment of all American hate toward Asian people. He was every stereotype you could imagine. He had the mustache, he had all that. So it was like he had the Fu Manchu mustache, literally. And so his name was Fu Manchu. And yeah, that's it. I knew they was related, Shang-Chi's father. So I knew they were related. But yeah, and Fu Man was a bad man, dude. He was a bad man. He was a bad man. Now, Shang-Chi also mastered every form in the comic books. He mastered every form of hand-to-hand combat.
So
I don't know what they say in the movie though.
All right, so check this out. There are spoilers. So if you don't want any spoilers, you can just keep watching. So in this movie here, my string of letters, in this movie here, Shang-Chi's dad is the leader of the 10 rings, but the leader of the 10 rings is good. His dad, from what we're gathering, is over 1,000 years old. All right, and I'm thinking that has to do with the 10 rings, but they didn't really get into that. So, of course, when Shang-Chi's mom passed away when he was 7, his dad started training him to be an assassin to kill the man that killed their mother. So by the age of 14, he was supposed to go kill that guy. And then his dad sent him on a mission. He didn't want to do it, and so he ran. And that's what we get the movie, his dad coming after him, this and that. But in the movie, the dad is pretty badass. Right?
I mean, they might be setting it up to. They might be actually setting it up to maybe reveal in a later movie that his dad is actually Fu Manchu. Yeah, I mean that would be true to the character in the comic book. You know what I mean? Because you got to remember when that comic book came out, that was like the 70s, right? Like that was back when Asian hate was just coming off of its crescendo with Vietnam and all of that. So it was that comic book really juxtaposed two versions of Asian. Like it had the evil commie Fu Manchu, who was every racist stereotype, but then they had all the positive racial stereotypes attached to Shang-Chi, so I mean, if they wrote it today, it would be a good book. It would probably come off the shelves immediately due to all the racism, but I think it's a good story. It depends on what they do with it, in my opinion.
In actuality, you know what? I would like to comment and just add on to that. I think that would make a great comic book. And the reason being is to show the differences in people today. I mean, we do have a divide kind of across America. And that movie would talk about the divide. Here's one part. And this is in the Asian community. It's racism in the Asian community or discrimination. But anyways. So since you didn't
I'm gonna go, Sean. I didn't watch the movie, but hearing from what you got to say, hearing the similarities to the artwork, I'm gonna have to say Batman. I'm gonna have to say Batman, and the only reason I say Batman is because we got to use the entire DCEU. So that means use Dark Knight Rises, all that stuff. We're talking about a guy that fought Bane and stuff like that. But I mean, I think I'm thinking the 10 rings probably give him a bunch of power. They do different things, but they're not quite on the level of the Infinity Stones. So, and Batman has fought dudes that were wielding mother box technology, so.
Good. I'm glad you brought that up. Anybody else out there got something to say before we start? So
just after more thought, you know what I'm saying? After a little more thought, it's Batman. He's always gonna have the plot armor, whether it's a movie or not. He's always gonna have the plot armor. I mean, he beat up Superman. That doesn't happen in any world ever. But anyway, so he's got the plot armor on his side. He's got the gadgets. He's fought motherbox. He's fought alien technology and held his own before. Shang-Chi can't fly. This man finna get on a motorcycle and whoop Shang-Chi ass.
Shang-Chi can fly. That's the thing with 10 rings. He can hover in the air for a while, and he beat a demon. He took out a whole demon. He shot the rings into the demon's stomach and exploded him.
Batman beat up a god.
What god? Superman?
Superman, yes.
Yeah, okay. All right, you know what? We'll come back to that. Let's move on to the next one.
I'm just saying, he did. You can't say he didn't.
Y'all ready?
We don't know the views.